dear friends, welcome back again. So happy you popped over again to see what I am up to today. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, I hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone here who is not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and of course, hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Like I always say, enough talking and let's jump into today's inspiration. And yes, it is time for another DIY, and of course it is still Christmas in July. We are going to make a kind of a Christmas DIY, but this DIY, like the most of the DIYs, you can change up for any season, so you don't have to do it for the Christmas season yet. You can do it for fall, you can do it for anything, but for me it will be, because it's Christmas in July, it will be a little bit decorated like the Christmas. Of course, everyone, we are going to use the smaller blocks, the tumbling tile blocks. I have here my container again with everything inside, like you know, some scissors, markers, cutters, brushes, everything we need, and of course our wood glue. And of course, with this DIY, you can use the hot glue. It is a little bit rollable, but you can use the hot glue for this, DIY. And of course, I have here only a little paint can, but take a couple of colors. If you do it for the fall season, you need a little bit more, like maybe like the orange colors. But if you want to do it the same like I do, a little bit already for the Christmas season, I have only this color over here. But of course, we're going to use some other green, red. We will see which colors we will use. And I have here my old piece of kitchen towel, which is wet, to wipe away the glue. So these are the main pieces we need for this DIY. What we're going to make, we are going to make kind of a candy cane house, a gingerbread house. It's not a candy cane, but a gingerbread. Of course, you can do a candy cane, but I will do a little bit of a gingerbread house on a stand. So we will see how this will turn out. So first, we're going to start with the bottom of our house. And what we're going to do, we're going to take 5 blocks, because I don't do a very wide house. Of course, the front will be the house, but I don't do it a little smaller, because you can do it wider if you like that, but I'm going to go for a little bit of a smaller house, so you also can decorate it in what smaller spaces. This is number 3 and number 4, and we're going to squeeze it together. Make sure that you have it in a straight line. We're going to wipe away the glue, and we're going to redust it, and we're going to let it dry in for a couple of minutes. So in the meantime, I placed my piece of 5 here on my second mat here on this side, and now I did place 8 pieces of 6 on my table. So very easy. We're just going to do the longest side again, and we roll them very easily together. A lot of people ask sometimes, how many blocks did I use for a DIY? Most of the time I don't even count my blocks, because I always start and I never know where it will end and how many and what I come up with along the way, because I don't change up so many things. So if you I always say, if you have laying around 4 until 5 packages, because you have more in the package than I have 54, you have lots more if you buy them at least from the Dollar Tree. And that's why I say always have 4 until 5 packages laying around, then you can make any DIY we make. So that's always what I keep people of saying to people when they ask how many blocks, because I never know how many at the end, but most of the time it's then too difficult to count them again. So that's why I always say 4 until 5. So we are almost already there. And then we have our 8 pieces of 6, and we roll them together. And of course, for everyone who is here and this is taking a little bit too long of your time, just skip forward. But of course, this is DIYs we do step by step, so everyone can make them. And the last, and now we only need to squeeze them from within and make them in a straight line, and then from the side, and make sure that you have a nice line. And of course, like I always tell you, you can use a carpenter's square if you want to use that. It's totally fine. I have one, but I never use it because it's for me so used to that I do it this way, but I totally understand if you want to use it, if it is a little bit yeah, handier for you. I don't think it's easier, but handier. So this way, and now we're going to go for the last, and then I'm going to wipe away the glue, but I don't bore you with that. So again, squeeze it, and we do here the same. And we're going to let this dry in for at least a couple of minutes. So I gave it a couple of minutes. What we're going to do, we're going to turn them, and we're going to make 4 in a row, and this way and this way. So very easy. We're going to place them on the side. We do some glue over here. We do some glue over here. And the last, number 3, we do some glue. A lot of you are already here, know already how we're going to make one whole plank. And this way. And we're going to place it together over here and give it a little bit of pressure every time, lightly, so everything and easy you fill in the open gaps you have. And again, feel with the sides that you have a nice straight line, because you don't want a house which is which is on all the sides crooked. That's not what you want, at least if you're not making an old house. If you're making an old house, then it doesn't matter how you do it. Again, we do here the same. We place them on the sides. And don't worry if they fall apart, because they are still not totally dry. So it doesn't matter if it falls apart. And again, over here, we're going to place them down and place this one down. And the last, and again, we're going to lightly fill in the open gaps. So every time, give a little bit of gentle pressure. And you see here we still have 1, and we need it a little bit more pressure. And then we're going to go to the sides again, because we want to be sure that we have a nice straight line, at least as much as we can, because a lot of us are struggling with blocks which are not totally fitting nicely. You see here, this one needs to have a little squeeze in, and this way. And now we're going to let this dry in, because these 2 sides are the sides we are going to make a point, a roof on top of here. And then it has to be very dry before we can saw it. And you see already, because I know there are people who don't have a jigsaw, or maybe, but I hope you at least have a handsaw. And if you do, you can easily, because this is only from this side to this side and from this to this. So it is a little piece as you have to saw. So I hope you have at least a handsaw, or maybe someone in around you who has a handsaw. So we're going to give this a couple, at least an hour. So I place my 2 planks on the side also with the other piece. Now I have 6 pieces of 3 for the side of our house, and this will be a little lower than the front and the back side, because we need a roof. So then we don't need the sides too high. And again, row them very easy together. Just glue 2 blocks and place them on each other. This is number 2 and number 3. Number 1, number 2, and again the last already. And we're going to easy squeeze it, and this way. And we do the same like we did with the other one. I'm going to wipe away the glue, but of course I do that a little faster. So we gave it a couple of minutes. We're going to turn this, and we're going to turn this one, and we're going to roll also this together over here, and this one over here, and also here lightly we are going to make a 1 piece out of it. And we do over here and over here. And if you have open gaps and you don't get them away when you're going to give them some pressure, then you can use some wood filler, or maybe some speckle like you call it. I use most of the time some wood filler, a very cheap brand, and I just fill it up if I need to. But for me this works the best, because now you can easily very gently place all the gaps closed, at least close every gap. That's a better word. That's a better word. So I'm going to place this one also aside, and we're going to make the underpiece of our house. So for the stand where our house is coming on top, we are going to do 3 pieces of 3. So we do some glue. Also again on the longer side. It's today always on the longer side, at least for now. And this is already a number 3. We're going to get 4 blocks. We're going to do some glue over here, and we place this one on top. We do some glue in the middle, and we place this one on top. Place it on the side. Make sure that you have a straight line, and here the same. We're going to squeeze this 3 together, and also over here, and we're going to let it rest for at least a couple of minutes. So again, I'm going to turn all 3 of them. I'm going to do some glue on the tops and over here, and we make also 1 piece out of this one, and again squeeze them together and wipe away the glue. You see also from our table, we're going to get our blocks. We do carefully some glue on the underside, and we place them in the middle, in between over here. So in the middle of the 1 and 2, and 2 and 3, and of course in the middle block, and over here. And we place this one also in the middle. Make sure that you have them in the same line like the other one, and then give it some pressure. And then we do it if it is something that is coming to much more to the front. Always, and you can place a ruler, and you can also place a block over here to be sure that you have both them in the same length. So we are going to, you see, this is how he is looking like, and we're going to let this dry. And if you have some glue coming out, take a small brush like this one and go around your piece, and then wipe away. Oh, you see already I did it a little too hard. I have to replace it. And again over here, and this side, and this one. And of course I need to look to the back side over here. And now we're going to let this dry in. So the last what we need to glue is, of course, we are going to do our roof, and the roof is 4 pieces of 5. So again, we do the longer sides, and we roll them also very easy together. And it's always great to make your own roof, because of course you can make it from any piece of wood, but also you can do from cardboard if you want to make it yourself a little bit easier. It's a little easier to work with. This is always a little tricky if everything will fit on top of our roof, but you never know. So, and I'm going to turn this over because I missed this one. So over here, and the last already. And we're going to squeeze them together, and we're going to wipe away the glue. But of course, I will do this faster. So we're going to turn them this way, and we're going to do some glue on the side and place it together, and here the same. And we're going to make 1 piece out of this one also, and again give it a little bit of pressure and wipe away also here the glue away. That's so much better. And if you want to maybe have it not painted as a little bit of the Christmas, then and you want to spray paint it, be sure that you sand it first before you're going to spray paint it, or else it gives you lots and lots of stains, and that's not what you want from your wood glue. If you have hot glue, then it's you can spray paint it and you don't have to sand it, because most of the time hot glue doesn't make stains. So again, we're going to give this also a half-hour rest. So now we have our front and the back side, the bigger pieces. We are going to get a ruler and a marker, and we're going to do very easy. Be sure, if you now have you still the chance, make sure that one of the sides is also straight. But of course, I think you already know that, and because the top you saw it off, so it doesn't matter if it is not totally straight. So we go from this side to the this side because it's 6 blocks. So it's very easy to find the middle. So I'm going to go over here and over here, and I'm going to make a straight line. And I do it always a little bit thicker because I'm old. I don't see the lines, not always the greatest. So I am already doing it a little thicker, but I think there are more people who have the same problem that I am. Because if you are 56, then you have to, then it doesn't matter. Of course, we're going to do here the same. We're going to get the middle. We're going to go over here. And we make the same line over here. And this one also. From this side until this side. And now I'm going to go to my garage and I'm going to use my jigsaw because for me it's easier for my hands. And I used the jigsaw from the Lidl. The brand is a Parkside, but I think a lot of you are already familiar with the things from the Lidl. I have also my sanding tool from the Lidl. It's really, I like the machines from the Lidl. So I'm going to cut off this piece and this piece. So you see already, I have now both of my pieces and it was so easy to do. You see already, you only have to do the sidelines. So it is very easy. Now we're going to take, of course, our bottom. That is the 1 of 5. We need, of course, the 2 longer pieces, which are the 3 pieces of 3 high. We need for the side. So it's very easy. What we're going to do, we're going to glue them. We're going to do this way over here, this one over here, this one over here, and here. You see, this is very easy to do. And always look for that your house is, when you place it on a flat side, that it is as best as you can in a straight line. Sometimes you have to turn it, your house, do it, you see, do it this way or do it the other way. It's always one side is always fitting better. So I'm going to go for this one. So I'm going to go lay this one over here, this one over here. And it's very easy because we are going to glue first all the sides of this one. Oh, you see already, I'm always really bad with glue, but you know that already. I'm just do some glue over here. With me, it's always one big glue mess. It is over here. So this is one. And of course, we're going to glue now until number 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do the sides. So over here, at least if I figured it out right, and else I did glue on pieces where I don't need to glue. But we will see, mistakes are always also part of a DIY. So we're going to give it some glue. I always like to do it a little bit more if it is necessary. So if everything is correctly, we're going to glue this one together. So very easy. We're going to place this one over here. And if everything is correctly, we can fit this on top of here, over here. And now we need to close it up with this part. And we're just going to do it this way. And now we have to look if we have a house or not. We will see. Of course, we have to work a little bit with it and then going to let this dry, and we're going to wipe away, of course, the glue. So I'm going to give this at least, before I'm going to go further with painting and everything, at least do it half an hour until an hour before. Just let it settle in nicely. You have a lot of fun afterwards, better than he falls apart. So I go for an hour. So now we are going to paint, of course, first our stand and the sides, which will be our roof. We are going to do it with some white paint. Of course, you can do any color you like. Of course, I have to. I'm always fighting with my handle over here. So I'm going to do some white over here and here. And I'm going to, here, I'm going to paint this in the white color. Because I want not to have it creamy, but I want to have it really white. So that's why I take this paint. Normally I have a little bit of white. So I'm going to take my time and I'm going to make this a little bit, not totally white, but when the wood is still coming through a little. So I take my time for it, of course, only the roof, and I did do the stand. So now I have my two roof parts and my stand is in a little bit of the distressed white. I'm going to do the house in brown with some wine. So I want wine, white, of course. I'm going to do a little bit of brown and just try to get the color of the gingerbread. So we will see how this will turn out. But of course, this is just what your own privilege is, because not everyone enjoys what I like. So just go ahead and do the color which you are enjoying, at least for in your home decor. So I'm going to take my time and I'm going to mix this and then I'm going to paint it. So I chose a little bit of the lighter brown color. So I'm going to do very easy, just give a layer of this color. And this color I will do a little bit thicker than the white. So you see, now I have painted all the parts. What I'm going to do, I have here a frame, which is a wooden frame I bought in a thrift store. But you see here, I can use the shape for making the door on top of here. So I'm going to place it on top, get my marker, and I'm going to make the door on top of here. I'm just going to do a couple of things, but you can do anything you like. If you like more, like I said, the fall season of another season, you can decorate it any way you like. So I do my door in the brown, dark brown color, because I give a white lining around it. So I'm going to do it in the dark brown color. So very easy, just go with a small brush. I just go over it until the line I made. But like I told you, this is just doing something I like, and this is so relaxing. Just have a little bit, because I'm really bad in painting figurines or maybe windows, doors. So I always need a little bit of a line, because I'm not really great in drawing. So I'm always jealous on people who can draw so nice. So I'm taking my time for it. So you see already, I have now my door over here, and I'm going to let it dry before I'm going to do the white lining around it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to look for, because this one also has a couple of windows. So I'm going to do two little windows over here. And I'm just going to do the same with a marker over here and just go inside and just do two windows. I think maybe on this height, 2 blocks high, I'm going to do the windows, only 2. So I also have now my little windows. You can see a little bit, and I'm going to paint them also around in the brown color. So this is how my front is already looking right now. What I'm going to do before, in the meantime this is drying, I'm going to make a white line over here and a white line over here, and let this dry also. And I do also on the back side. So I get my white and I'm going to dab it in, and I'm just going to go around the lines, a very small line over here, and try and make it as straight as you can. And of course it doesn't have to be straight. If you want to give it a little bit like a snowy look, then you don't have to do it, of course, not straight. Then you can do it like I do. Just give it a little bit of a snowy look. And that's easy for everyone who doesn't cannot easily paint like me. Then you just do a snowy round of an edge around it. So that's always easy. Then you can you can camouflage that you are not really someone who can paint really smoothly. So I'm just going to go this way, and I'm going to do the other side also. So because I can't lay it down, because the back side also needs to dry, I'm going to get a very small brush. He only has a couple of hairs, and I'm going to make a white line around the door. So I take my time for it. So I don't think you are really waiting for it to do this in so long time. So I'm just going to show it to you after I did my bow. And this is how my white line is turned out. I know there are people who can do it much straighter, but I don't think with my hands it's not going to work. Now I'm going to do in between the brown, and I'm going to go around the little window, the same like I did here. But again, oh, of course, in the middle I have to wipe away this one. You see already, this also happens with DIYing. So I'm going to wipe it away and I'm going to go around it. So you see, I made also now my windows. I'm going to do, I think, the line around my door a little bit wider. And then I'm going to make a candy cane over here and a candy cane over here in white. And later we fill everything in with the red. So I did everything with what has to be white. I painted white. Now I'm going to let it dry and then we're going to fill it in with my red color. And then I hope it looks very much like a little bit like a gingerbread house. So we will see how this will turn out. So in the meantime, while our gingerbread house is drying, I have here my little book with all my little prints inside, which I bought. He is very cheap. I think everyone knows this kind of books. I have here some a little tag over here, this candy cane and hot cocoa, and I'm going to glue this in under the windows and above the door. So then I have also a little bit of a lettering. So you see, I did now the tag, of course, on top of here. Now I am going to get my red paint and I'm going to make little lines around the door and the candy cane and of course the windows. So I did my best to paint a gingerbread house. He is not really the way I would love to have it, but it is like it is. What I'm going to do, we need of course the stand under it and we need our roof. So I'm going to go and I'm going to do some glue on this side over here, and I'm going to let it dry in for a little moment so it sticks a little better. So I'm going to do some glue over here and some glue over here and just let it dry in for a little moment, and over here. And then we glue up these two together. It's so easy to do. Now I'm going to get one part and I'm going to place it on top of here, and I'm going to do this part on top of here. And I'm going to keep it in place for a little moment until it settles a little in. Of course, you don't have to see that with the time. I'm just going to do it and let it dry. So now I have the roof on top, and the only thing I need is of course the stand. So I'm going to do some glue on top of here and on the other one also. And this is the last piece we need to glue. So in a moment you see the quick impression. And yes, I know, you thought you would see the quick impression, but I did put my camera out to do the quick impression, but I was looking at my roof. I didn't like the paint. I really didn't like it. And I also show you what I changed or what I don't like. And I didn't like the roof. It didn't give any texture. What I did is I did get my wood filler, and you see already, at least if I get it open, I just have a simple cheap wood filler. You see, or maybe it's this side, and I just get a brush and I just paste it on top of my roof, let it dry for an hour and give it some texture, and then I painted it in the dark brown color. For me it lives now a little more than just painted a roof. And of course I made a cute little sign for my own. It's so easy to make. If you want to have some inspiration for little pictures for in your tea tray or maybe in your decor, if you're not a member, of course you have in our channels right above you see a blue button join, and there you can join in. Every 14 days I make different prints for every moment. So if you want to see it, and it's only $1.99 and you get lots and lots of prints. And of course you can also ask if you like maybe a print for something else. Just ask in the community post, because there I will place them and you have your own cute print for in your decor. So enough talking, of course. Now you see really the quick impression. And you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tile blocks gingerbread house, and of course the sign. I have to be honest, like I always am over my DIYs. I am not, like I told you, a great painter, so I'm not really happy with the painting. The house itself, I am really loving it because I love houses. but this one is not my not my favorite. But of course, I hope you give this one a try, and you can do it so much different than I did. Of course, everyone who is here and only love to watch, I hope you had fun watching this one also. And if you're new here, of course, I hope you enjoy what you saw. It is always a little bit of chaos, but I always am honest with my DIYs. If you like this content, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to my description box, there you find the link for our DIY channels. Hope to see you everyone in another DIY. Bye!